Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Alrighty, so we're very excited to be with you here this morning. We always try a couple of times a year to have what we call Admin Day, which is an update for administrative professionals, broker managers, and more on what's happening right at Miami. And this time around, we're already excited to talk to you about new forms, tools, and updates that you just need to know. The idea of this class is to give you time with three of your Miami trainers. I'm Connie,
I'm Tyson.
I'm Christy.
and we are here together via Zoom to be with you. And we're very excited to be able to provide you today a class, which will be talking about all the interesting things that are happening. So, new forms, mention of Sable sign and info, legal, dashboard information. So a beta class that we recently gave, um, global classes coming up, fair housing information you should be aware of and options, and so much more. So the idea here is to provide you an all-around summary of what's happening, what's going on, and what's to come. We do have with us today Ana Calero. Ana, are you there?
Good morning. Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Anna. So take it away. Talk to them about how they could work with you. And thank you for being our sponsor today.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. So my name is Anna, and I represent Onyx Homes. Onyx Homes is a home developer. We're located all throughout the state of Florida. We build very differently to traditional builders. All of our homes, the walls are pure solid concrete walls reinforced with steel bars. We also include high impact windows and doors. So basically, you're buying an entire bunker over ground, but still with very modern features, and we offer really great incentives for your buyers. We have model homes open 7 days a week, and we also give exclusive tours to realtors who want to come out and see our factory. And you can see in live time exactly how we build these homes. So if anyone's interested, I'll leave my information and we can set that up. Thank you.
We're really interested in your information. Thank you so much for stopping by and giving us details. And can't wait for you to go ahead and write it in and give us the info.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Alrighty, now to get started, we also have a special guest. He's from one of our products and services, and I'm sure he can't wait to tell you guys about Rental Beast and what it's about. Shmuel, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I don't know your co-host, so if you're interested, you could take over the screen if you have a presentation, or if you'd like me to go ahead and put something on screen, just let me know.
Yeah, it doesn't actually allow me to share. Actually, maybe it does.
Yes, it does. You are co-host rights.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me just share my screen now.
Sounds fantastic. Take it away.
Just tell me when you can see my screen.
Not yet. Let me stop my share and go right ahead.
Yeah.
There you go. Looks great.
Are you seeing where the first slide that says Rental Beast?
And member benefits. Yes.
Perfect, perfect. So my name is Schwalkorn. I'm from Rental Beast. I may have met some of you before at the various events, but I just wanted to give you a recap of all of the different things that are available as the member benefits through the partnership that Rental Beast has with Miami Realtors. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this slide, but Rental Beast has been around for almost 10 years now. We offer a complete platform that is everything from lead to lease, everything from listings, lead generation, everything, every step of that life cycle journey that it takes to work with a renter, all the way through where they become an actual renter with a closed transaction. And then obviously the goal is to turn renters into buyers over time by staying in touch with them and building relationships. So, we work with 800,000 agents all around the country. We're the official, we're the exclusive provider of everything rental related software to the National Association of Realtors. And obviously we're a partner with Miami Realtors. So just a brief overview as a refresher about what is available from Rental Beast to the Miami MLS as part of the member benefit. So tenant screening is one of the big things that's available. Enables every single member to access a tenant screening for free. The renter is the one who pays for that, and it's FCRA compliant, which is which stands for the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's the law that governs what information an agent, a realtor can see and or handle as part of the transaction. So the system is built to keep agents compliant with that at all times. We provide owner-sourced listings, which are listings that are not represented by a realtor, so they don't show up on the MLS, but there are thousands of those in Miami. Um, Client management and alerts. It's a CRM light to enable them to work with these renters. We're integrated with multiple property management systems, which helps any realtor that is also doing property management get their listing onto the MLS without having to do manual entry. Powerful rental search, which enables them to search through all of these listings that are owner sourced that are not currently on the MLS. And then we provide access to leads and additional tools for agents who have a listing to get additional exposure for their rental in order to get it rented as quickly as possible. And then, of course, we provide a ton of rental education. There's self-help courses. There's professionals on standby if realtors need assistance on anything related to rentals. And then, of course, we also provide an ad edit module, which enables realtors to enter listings into the MLS as well. So most of you probably know where you can find Rental Beast. I believe this is current. Obviously, your dashboard has a lot of additions, so it could move around a little bit, but these are where you will find the two different Rental Beast tiles. One is for the tenant screening specifically, and one is for everything else that the platform provides as a member benefit. Just a quick word on active rental listings. And again, this may not be accurate as of today, but obviously in the last couple of weeks, it's pretty accurate. The MLS in Miami has about 24,000 rental listings. And then Rental Beast provides, in addition to that, 11,000 rental listings that are not represented by a realtor. So they would be directly owner sourced by Rental Beast, meaning we contact the owners or the authorized property manager, or more specifically, the person who has the authority to say yes or no to a tenant. And that is the listing that we have in our database that we share with the members of Miami Realtors as part of the member benefit. So instead of only looking at 24,000 listings, you're able to access close to a total of 35,000. And again, the listings that are in the Rental Beast database, you're interacting directly with the owner of the property itself. You're not interacting with anyone, with any other realtor, only with the owner of the property. Once you're inside search, this is what it looks like. Obviously, you can see it has 3 tabs. You can have all, you have MLS only, and then Rental Beast listings. There's a clear mark of the Rental Beast logo versus the MLS logo when you're looking at listings. So it's very easy to see what listings you're looking at. A few words about the tenant screening. Again, it's FCRA compliant. It's incredibly easy to use. The agents don't have to pay anything. The renters are generally the ones paying for it. It's $39. It's initiated by the realtor. It's a soft pull, so there's no impact to credit score. The reports can be used up to 30 days for as many properties as they want. If you apply for something, you don't get it because it's rented for whatever reason, you can continue to use that report up to 30 days. The 30-day limit is something that's imposed by the credit bureaus because people's credit changes every 30 days. And again, everything is mobile friendly. And it's really, really easy and simple to use. And I know that there's tons of realtors in Miami using this. Apply now, just a few words on that. Just so you know, listings that have opted in to use the Rental Beast application system are renting 24% faster than listings that don't. That's pure MLS data. We have a partnership with realtor.com, which I'll cover in a moment. But one of the things that happens if you enable the Rental Beast tenant screening on your listing that you are representing, one of the things that happens is on realtor.com, renters can automatically apply for your listing directly from realtor.com when they're searching for listings. So if I'm a renter and I'm on realtor.com and I see 123 Main Street, if 123 Main Street, the realtor who's representing that listing had opted in to use Rental Beast Apply Now, I, as the renter, I can simply apply for that listing. So it's one of the reasons why listings that are using the Rental Beast Apply Now as the default are renting 24% faster. And of course, you're 2 times more likely to receive a completed application if you have it opted in to use the Rental Beast Apply Now. And then you also get quick apply links, which enable you to share a it's almost a singular website that showcases that specific property and enables a client that you're working with to apply directly to that property using that quick apply link. And they're a great tool for marketing any of the listings that you're representing as well. Um, the way to enable Apply Now in both the Rental Beast ad edit and on the regular MLS, if you'll notice on the left-hand side, there are 4 sections where it is mentioned about, well, there's really 2 sections that mention tenant screening. It currently defaults to Rental Beast. So unless you do something other than just continue with yes, you're going to automatically enable the rental beast tenant screening to be the tenant screening for the listing that you're representing. And again, it's the same thing happens in the rental beast ad edit. You simply click on use apply now by rental beast and it will be active on your listing. So one of the things I mentioned is that we have a partnership with realtor.com where any listing on realtor.com has one of 2 calls to action as it pertains to applying for that listing. Renters can either click apply now, which enables them to simply fill out the application and initiate that, or they can request to apply. The difference is whether the listing has been opted in to use the Rental Beast Apply Now. So if your listing is opted in to use Rental Beast Apply Now, renters can just apply. If you haven't opted the listing in, then renters will have the ability to request to apply, and you'll get a notification letting you know that one of the renters on realtor.com would like to apply to your listing. And this is some screenshots of what it looks like. And then don't forget also One Home by CoreLogic, which is part of your MLS benefit through CoreLogic, also has the ability for you, if you are using the Rental Beast Apply Now, to invite clients you're working with to apply to your rental listings in the One Home app as well. And again, because of the availability of all of these additional tools, it enables you to rent these listings 24% faster. I try to keep it short, but I'm happy to answer any questions that came up. I'm just looking in the questions here. I believe a recording is being sent out. Rental Beast does not do anything commercial. Everything on Rental Beast is a residential rental listing. The property needs to be uploaded MLS through Rental Beast. No, if you upload the listing in Rental Beast or you add the listing on the MLS, it shows up in both places no matter what. So if you add the listing in Rental Beast, it will show up in the MLS. If you add it in the MLS, it will show up in Rental Beast. It's a by-way sync at all times. Doesn't matter where you add it. The tenant has to pay to apply to this platform. The standard cost is $39, and then it includes the credit, eviction, and criminal background checks. And it's $39 per applicant. Kindly let me know if to use Rental-Beast, you need to input a credit card information before allowing the tenants to apply. No, because the tenant is the one who is paying for the application. Once you initiate a tenant screening application, the renter gets an invitation to begin that process. Part of that process that they go through as part of the application is that they pay for that $39. There is no credit card needed from you to do anything in order to make this happen. And again, it's a member benefit, so you don't have to pay to use this at all. Again, you're inviting the renter to pay and complete the application. Any other questions? And Connie, I can share this deck with you if you'd like to send it out in the recording.
We were about to request. I don't know if we'll
Yep,
put in the recording, but for our rental classes, we would love to have the deck, Shmuel. It would be
absolutely.
beneficial. I'm also going to share with them one more time the Rental Beast page. We do have a series of items that we're going to be going through. So the idea is to have a huge overview, but this was very informative. Um, it is a tenant screening, someone just asked. But it not only posts tenant screening opportunities, you have that and so much more available to you. The tenant screening, as mentioned before, is paid by the person renting, right?
Yep, it's
$39.
$39. Yep. And then just so you're aware, if it's your listing, you get a copy of the reports. The renter also gets a copy of their reports, and they can be used for up to 30 days if the first listing that they apply for whatever reason, is not available or they don't get. Is there a mobile app or only desktop? It's a mobile friendly page, so it's not an app specifically, but it's mobile friendly, can be used on any kind of phone, mobile device without a problem.
Now, regarding the ad edit, the whole purpose of
Yes.
the ad edit is for you to enter the listing into the MLS. So,
Correct. So you can use either, right, you can use either ad edit you can use, and it will end up in the same place. It's just a question of which one is easier for you to use. The rental
and
beast
what
ad
by we
edit
mean
is
by what he means by ad edit is that you could ad edit the rental in Matrix, or you can ad
correct.
edit the rental in Rental Beast, and they will both end up in the MLS.
That is 100% correct. The only difference of adding it in the rental beast ad edit is that it's specifically built for rentals, and a lot of the fields and the all the different categories of stuff, laundry and pet specifications, all of those are very easy to fill out in the rental beast ad edit, because it's created literally for the way a realtor would enter a rental listing into the MLS with the things that renters really care about. I don't know if the Matrix ad edit has all the detailed pet specifications like breed restrictions, weight
They're
restrictions, so on and so
they're
forth.
they're asking Shmuel if there is a turnaround time for the tenant screening, and we've always had classes since Rental Beast has joined us. We have a dedicated rental class in the MLS series, and we have a rental series of classes where we provide all kinds of information, including Rental Beast on rentals. So these are all available, and they're continuously offered.
And yes, you can use RentalBeast if you don't have a tenant. I don't, yeah, I mean,
Are you
RentalBeast does
looking
a
to
lot of
search with
things.
Rental Beast? Yes, there is a pay to use upgrade for you to gain access to the properties that are on Rental Beast that are not in the MLS. But of course, you can use it, and that's part of what we teach in the MLS series and also in the class dedicated to rentals.
Right. And then just to address the other question of how long does it take to receive the reports, they're usually pretty quick, unless sometimes there are exceptions if the renter is from a different state. Some states take a little bit longer to return some reports, specifically criminal, but for the most part, the reports are pretty quick.
All righty. So, do you offer Shmuel any sessions where you coordinating any sessions with Lisette to provide
Yes,
classes?
so I'll check with Jasmine to see when the next. I know Jasmine works with Lisette to get all of these scheduled. I will check with her to see when the next one is, and I'll make sure Lisette knows to publicize that.
Yeah, and remember that all of our classes are always available at miamirealtors.com/calendar. So you could search for them there while we get the information.
Thank you so much for having me on.
All righty. Thank you so much. They
Bye bye.
did ask one more thing, any
Yeah.
information on international tenants, and then direct links to your application. So if they apply through Rental Beast, will they know the status as realtors of the application?
Okay, so let me just break that down. International, they're not going to have credit or criminal or eviction in this country, most likely. So I don't believe that's going to work. We are working to add a partner that can provide that, but that is not live yet. So stay tuned for an announcement about that at some point in the future. Currently, international applications are going to be kind of difficult because everything is processed through TransUnion, and TransUnion is an American company, and they don't have access to international criminal credit and all that good stuff. Um, Kate Smith asked, I'm not clear on this question. Do you have a direct link to your application, not through Rental Beast? Um, I'm not clear on the question, but yes, if you go into the dashboard and you click on tenant screening, you should be able to access a link to process any application in there. I hope that answered that. I'm not entirely clear on what that question means.
Alrighty, with that, we want to thank Shmuel for taking time and spending a bit of time here for our admin day today. Thank you so much. And we're going to start taking it away with the rest of the info. We did share the link to Rental Beast. It's miamirealtors.com/Rental Beast. I've just gone and shared it again. And now we're going to start with the rest of our program. Thank you, Shmuel and
Bye
Rental.
bye.
Now to get back, now we want to talk about new forms that are available. It is very important always to note that we are very lucky that we have a legal team that provides us so much information here in Miami Realtors and continuous training, right? But we also have new forms that we'd like to discuss. So for this, Tyson, you ready to take it away?
I sure am. I'm ready to get started. Again, welcome everyone. We have a lot of great information to go over with you guys, a lot of great product and services, and we're going to go ahead and move directly into forms, specifically forms provided through Form Simplicity, as well as you can find these forms using other programs such as Dotloop, Transaction Desk. And we always get this question, where can you find the latest and greatest forms when it comes to buyer representation, such as a buyer's exclusive agreement? Or maybe there's something coming down the pipe in the near future when it comes to brand new forms. You always want to make sure that even if you don't use Form Simplicity, still on a weekly basis, go directly into Form Simplicity and visit the top right corner where you see this little notifications button. Once you go there, any brand new form or update when it comes to Form Simplicity will be located here. In just a moment, we're going to discuss this very first section here. There is a new programmer specifically providing e-signature in Form Simplicity called Sable. We're going to circle back on that in a moment. But again, under notifications, make sure that you come here. If you scroll down, you're going to see, as a lot of us probably already know, there is
Tyson, are
brand new
you
forms.
sharing your screen?
Yes, should be.
I'm not able to see it, so I don't know. Oh, no, there it is. I was making sure. Thank you, thank you.
All right, perfect. Okay. Excellent. So again, one more time, make sure that you come over here in the top right corner where you see notifications, give that a click. And if there's any new forms that change, there's any new agreements that come out, you'll find that located here. So we're going to come down all the way over here where you see important form updates. There is some brand new forms, including for my commercial agents. There is a commercial contract that is available. We also have a compensation agreement, owner listing broker, two-tenant broker. We also have an update to the CRSP 17 contract for residential sale and purchase. And we off one sec. And we also have officially a brand new listing agreement when it comes to commercial, the exclusive right of sale listing agreement. Also, there's a seller's property disclosure located here and a brand new vacant land contract when you're working directly with the buyer. Also, if we scroll down, there is some additional integration with Inform Simplicity, including rent spree. So whenever you do create a transaction for a tenant using this platform, you will have the ability to use rent spree as a part of that transaction. And where can you find these forms within Form Simplicity? You can locate them by going up here where you see blank forms. All right. And then once you're there, you're going to notice that there is three sections. Right here where you see Florida is where you can look up any forms provided directly from the Florida Realtors, including that brand new exclusive right of sale agreement, buyer's broker representation. All you have to do is come over here in the top right corner where you see the forms library, give that a click, and you don't have to have the full name of the form that you're looking up. You just have to have a portion of the name. You could plug that in here, click on search, and then that's going to show you all of the forms. For example, just put in the word buyer, where you can find all of those different forms located here. As a matter of fact, you can actually click on one of them and then put that directly into a forms package by clicking on add to transaction. All right. Just wanted to make sure we went over the forms located here in Florida Realtors. And one more time, make sure you come over here in the top right corner where you see notifications, and that's where you're going to find all of the latest and greatest updates. Also, want to make sure I cover it. There is a new product when it comes to e-signing within Form Simplicity. That's going to be called Sable Sign. It is a little bit different, and I've experienced it. I went in there, took a little look at it, and it's a lot clearer how to fill out the form when we submit that directly to our customer. We can, of course, double check our e-signature, jump to the next portion, and just like always, we can start including the different sections where our buyer or seller signs before we submit that document directly to them. And there's always that preview button so we can make sure that everyone signs in the appropriate sections. And if we ever want to download it, we also have that beautiful little download button right over here. Want to also make sure I mention that we have a beautiful product that we have available as a part of an upgrade called Platinum Plus. For more information on Platinum Plus, so that you can get access to eSign, you can go directly to miamirealtors.com/platinum plus. And there's other amazing things associated with that upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat so everyone has access to it. All right. Perfect. Again, go to this page. You're going to see everything included within the Platinum Plus, including Form Simplicity's Ultimate Edition, which does include e-signature and much, much more. All right, perfect. Again, thank you guys so much for your time. Just wanted to make sure we went over all of our forms, and we have Christy here for our legal update.
Well, before I jump on, we're going to move it back into Connie's territory so she can talk to us about Sable Sign. Let's do it, Connie.
I am back. So, Sable Sign, a couple of things for you to note. If you're going to see it as part, or if you already have e-sign, when you come into your preference area here in Form Simplicity and you see the digital signing template, you will now see that you have Sable Sign information as well. We've gone into it. We've already shown it in our Form Simplicity class. I believe we have a couple more scheduled this month. Christy coming up soon for a Form Simplicity class where we will be demonstrating this. And then this summer, we're going to be dedicating quite a bit of time to updating our videos, and Sable Sign and the signature process in eSign will be a definite part of that. To Sable Sign, you'll see that there's templates, information here that you can click into, right? And again, you only see this if you've upgraded, right? And I believe they're giving demos and showing you how. You will have eSign until your eSign renewal has expired. And then you will have the option to do Sable Sign. We've asked for information on updates. There are plenty of opportunities to learn. If you do come here into the preference area notification area, they have a whole video here, and I want to show you this. So 1 second here. I love the fact that they are using the name Sable for our Sable palm tree in the state of Florida. And we have an incredible amount of sessions being provided by Florida Realtors. And of course, already had our first one with Form Simplicity here with your Miami trainers, and continuous training available while we transition from eSign to Sable Sign. So now you ready to take it away, Christy, for your legal?
Yes, I am. All right, so this is just a quick little talking point and a solution, a little hack that we have available for you guys that we have linked on miamirealtor.com. This is going to be a list of all of the upgraded forms as they come, that's updated frequently by the association, that you can either use for yourself, share with your office, and share with your agents. This is available on miamirealtor.com in the section that says legal. As you click on this tab, you'll have legal updates and resources. We're going to deep dive a little further into this page, but for that list of forms, we're going to scroll down, and it's here, Florida Realtors Forms, what's new, updated, but my favorite part is at the end and how to use them. I'm going to click on here. The last time it was updated was May 4, 2025. So they jump in here and they update it quite frequently for you. And as you move through here, you'll have the name of the forms, again, how to use them. And this is such an easy share with your offices and for yourself to bookmark this page. I'm going to share it with you inside of the chat. We also had another question, and somebody was asking me or asking us if there's any Spanish forms. Now, the Spanish forms, there is some that are available through Florida Realtors. We have a specialty page that I'm going to share with you as well. It's called Miami Realtors. Miami en Español. And on this side, you have so much great translated information. And this will include translations of contracts. Now, it's not all of the forms, but it's a few of them, and we can't use them. But if you have a consumer who would feel more comfortable reviewing that in Spanish, or you have a agent in your office that would feel more comfortable reading it in Spanish to then take a contract class, I'm going to send this over to you so you have access to it. And with that, we want to keep it rolling. I'm going to go ahead and send it back your way, Connie.
Were you going to talk about legal?
Oh, I can. Sure. We can talk about legal.
Yeah. I just went ahead and I sent the Miami en Español, and that has a link through to Form Simplicity, but it's all you and about legal.
All right, let's go ahead and review legal. On this section, miamirealtor.com, we can tap on our legal page. Within our legal page, we have a really great video that's available for you. These are the top 20 settlement questions, all of the different trainings that we've had within the last year and this year. All of those questions were condensed down to one video. So this is a great spot that you can take either your agents in your office or staff to come and review the legal questions are going to be available here. As you move through here, you have all of the amazing articles that legal has provided for us. That specialty page is also available, as well as toolkits to assist you to navigate the NAR settlement. Connie's going to talk about this a little later, but then some of the really important videos are under legal updates on demand. This means that you can watch videos at your own pace. Some really great ones is going to be Don't Get Sued for Section 8. This is available on Miami Realtor Live. This is one of the icons on your dashboard, and you can watch this at your own pace. We also have the ins and outs on Section 8, Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program that you can access, as well as Tenant Bill of Rights for both Miami-Dade and Broward County that they can jump into. Any upcoming classes will also be available on this page for legal. So we invite you to come and take a look. Research, it's all here, it's all linked for you and frequently updated. Moving over into the next section, we are going to talk about some updates to Matrix. If you don't know, they are here. Some of the updates to our search and as well as our Matrix dashboard. Now, we do have a recording on that class if you'd like a sneak peek, but today we're going to simply highlight some of those changes coming to Matrix. So we would love for your agents to be able to review that class with us. On miamirealtor.com, how do I access Matrix? Rolling down to the middle of my page, that'll give me access to the Miami Gateway. Putting in my username and my password will give me access to all of my products and services, and Matrix should be on that first row. Let's click on CoreLogic Matrix and highlight some of the new options on our system. Underneath your name, if you click on there, there's a classic mode. Have you used or have you found that classic mode button? If you already changed it to the upgraded dashboard, let us know in the chat. Say upgraded if you have. I can tap on here, and this will allow me to use the new dashboard. And as I give it a click, this is access to what that new dashboard looks like. You got a lot of great white space. You're able to review everything that's going on in that dashboard. You also have on the left-hand side, these double arrows. This is going to give you access to all of the activities on behalf of your customer. And if you'd like to edit these around a little bit, you can. Top right-hand corner, you have an edit dashboard button where you can either toggle these on, toggle these off, or with the double lines, you are able to rearrange them to your preference. Now, if this is too much too fast and you'd like to go back, that is possible as well. Drop down arrow next to your name, click on classic mode, Go back to the safe space of the classic screen and it's available to you. I've got one more for you that is still
Wow.
update. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? I haven't seen the chat. Are you liking it? Do you like the change? We have one updated or one upgraded, the
I
brave
like that.
soul
Easier
of
on the
Zoomer.
eye.
Let's move into the search. If I hover my mouse over search, you have another tab. It says new map search beta. If I click on here, you have a new search option. All right, so what's the big difference? The big difference is they are combining all of your search fields with your map and your results towards the bottom. And you are able to rearrange the screen as you like it. If you're a map user, click off the double arrows and you primarily have your visuals. If you're a filter person, you can open these up. If you prefer the results, take the three little dots, move your screen up. You've got list. One of our favorites is the gallery view. And then all of your actions, instead of being at the bottom, they're at the top right. So you can print, you can save, new save search. And then if you need to send, you've got everything on the top, email, auto email, and shared link. Now with this, in addition, you also have a resource where you can find tips and you can find resources. So I'm going to move over into Tyson's territory so he can talk to us a little bit about help desk.
All right, everyone. Okay, so we're going to keep going. The next thing that we want to make sure you guys know about is a MLS help desk that is packed with resources, including for those of us that remember those walkthroughs that we used to print out back in the day. You're going to be able to go into the help center and find not just walkthroughs, but also videos to help you navigate using the MLS platforms and additional products and services that we offer. How can you locate this help center? There's several different ways that you can find it. You can go directly to miamirealtors.com/MLS and then going right over here where you see the Miami Realtors Help Center. Another way to get there is through your dashboard by clicking right here where you see the Help Center. Now, as I mentioned, this help center is packed with resources, not just before the MLS, but also when it comes to your membership. Remember, half of your membership dues goes to the National Association of Realtors, the Florida Association of Realtors. Make sure that you register accounts with them so that you can see all of the different advantages when it comes to your membership with not just us, but also state and national. We also have a dedicated section in here called Matrix Resources. This is where you can find a mixture of videos, also step-by-step how-tos when you're trying to customize Matrix or send listings directly to your customers. So for example, we have a section called Customize Your Profile. We have a little bit of a reminder on auto email, how to customize your Matrix so you can save time setting up your grids, how you can save a search, and there's a lot of different reports also in Matrix, including a breakdown of the 1004MC report, how you can best use ranking reports, and much, much more located here. Another popular section within the Help Center is the training videos located right here. So if you can't make it to a Matrix class, or maybe you can't make any of our technology classes that day, you can come right here. We have all of our videos. For example, Matrix, we have all 6 Matrix classes located right here. And then you can fast forward, rewind, and then watch them over and over again. All right. Also, as I mentioned, we have also resources for other products that we offer, including Relist, IMAP in here, beautiful section for commercial. And if you send listings directly to your customer, make sure that you take advantage of the MLS Touch mobile application. We have tons of videos located here so that you have a good understanding of how to use that platform. Also, want to make sure I mention, guys, Whenever you have a listing in the MLS or you're working directly with a buyer, make sure that you visit the showing time tips. That way you can set up your listing appropriately for maybe a go and show. Maybe the buyer's agent needs to see the remarks in order to maybe have access to a combination lockbox. We have great information here for showing time tips, more information for our professional standards, including the Code of Ethics. And because you're a member of the Miami board, we also have IDX resources. IDX is just a fancy way of saying how you can receive listing information from us so buyers and consumers can search on your website. So if you ever want to set up your website, take advantage of the IDX resources. That way you can apply for bridge access or using Trestle. All right. Again, this is a quick little breakdown here of the Help Center that you guys have access to, and it's updated weekly. So make sure you come in here to see the latest and greatest content from not just the MLS department, but also us, the Miami trainers. All right, and that is it for the Help Center. I believe we have Connie going over the beta next.
Oh, the YouTube.
Recently, we had an opportunity to create a beta class for you explaining that switch. So what we did was we came in and recorded, oops, of course, right when we need it most, it goes back into this YouTube wonder, right? The class is recorded here and available to you. It is Matrix New Map Search Beta and New User Experience. We have recordings in English and in Spanish, as you can see right here. And I wanted to provide you some details. So I'm going to click to read more, right? And show you here what we cover and that it's already available for you. So we talk about the modern user experience, the dashboard features, how to switch back and forth, mobile view, bonus features, map and property views, the search filters and function, all of this readily available to you. So if you've never visited our YouTube channel, right? You can come and do that and subscribe. Subscribing is for free. And what it does is help benefit us by letting people know here at the association that you're interested in having the YouTube channel. Notice that you can like, you can share, you can help to promote. And I'm going to come back onto our YouTube channel and share it with you, where you can hear the lovely recording here if you're interested. Any of you ever used the YouTube channel? All right, so if you have, you know that we have here full-length video available to you in English and in Spanish explaining all of those changes. But along with that, we have a huge selection of playlists on your Miami products and services with tutorials and information in detail to help you and assist you any time of the day, 24/7. So when all the help desks are closed and offices are closed and you sit 8:30 o'clock at night, or if some of you are early birds, the YouTube channel is there. We do ask you to subscribe, and if you'd like to be notified when new videos are available, just hit that bell and get select notification. But that new map search class is already available to you right here, English, and then the link for Spanish. So let's talk a little bit about the series change. We decided and we went back, I guess we want to call it classic mode, to our MLS series. How many of you have taken all 6 of the MLS classes? Yes, you're able to use both versions. That's what we teach, how you can switch and see the new beta version and switch back, along with other details for you to start getting comfortable with these new options, right? So to let you know a little bit, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to come and search for trainers. Okay, and let's see if this is our trainer page. If not, I'll take you directly, right? And this is us. If you have not met us, this is who we are. But let's take you to the trainer page. And let's talk about this series, right? So if you've ever visited us before, we do have a series of classes here, right? And this is our class with all kinds of information and tech, right? And you'll see here the Remind Pro series, Open House series, the calendar of events, new member orientation, and here we have our mobile MLS series. There are 6 parts to it, and 101, 201, 301 have stayed the same. 101 is all about your setup for success and making sure that you make the most of Matrix and that you set it up before you send or engage your customers. 201 is about searching, finding, and customizing. So that map, auto email, and more. 301, that's a little deeper dive into data statistics and the creation of a CMA, the mechanics of doing so inside of Matrix, right? And now we have the 401, which is rentals. So some of you are asking, when do you talk about Rental Beast? That's one of the opportunities. We do have a rental series class, and those are recorded as well. But 401 is dedicated to rentals. Why a whole class for rentals? Well, many of us sometimes need to help our investor, right, put up their rental. Or you're looking for someone who's looking to rent and you want to see what's available in the MLS. We've noticed since pandemic to current times, rentals have increased with your realtors, so it's becoming a vital part. And now we have 501 ad edit listing maintenance. So this is a class dedicated to understanding the input forms, how you can search with them even better in the system, right? Finding them, going in Control F or Command F and searching for those key elements your customer is looking for. But also, if you're a listing agent, break down and walk through of what you need to do to add a listing, add photos, the different scenarios for ad edit depending on your office and more. And then, of course, the 601, which is to stay out of trouble. We highly recommend these classes to everyone. It is the entire series from 101 to 601. And something that we thought of the other day is that no series could be complete without you learning about the application. So what we now consider the seventh, even though it's not a seventh class, is the MLS Touch class. There is absolutely no way that you could take the class, right, and use the MLS without using your application. How many of you are continuously doing everything on your cell phone? Well, that's why we think it's a vital part and that you should also take MLS Touch to be able to help and assist your customers from wherever you are with your cell phone. So here is the MLS series breakdown and updates, right? We invite you to take them. We are continuously updating the classes, providing more info, right? I'm glad that you like MLS Touch. I know that we do as well. Those classes are available just like this in Zoom, in person, and of course, recorded. The idea is to provide you an opportunity wherever it is that you can to join us if you can. Now, I do want to give you some insight. When you take the class in person, you'll notice that those class sessions are for 2 hours or more. And that's because there's time and exchange for you to ask questions, for us to work with you, etc. While Zoom sessions tend to be for an hour, a little more than an hour, but not more than that. And that's because we're providing and just creating a walkthrough. So there's opportunities to learn in whichever format that you like. So again, that was our MLS series changes and information here, and a little walkthrough into more details on how you can get information at miamirealtors.com. Now, up next is a global new class. So, Tyson, are you ready to take it away and talk to them about global?
Absolutely. All right. All right. So we have a brand new class that we have coming out, and we actually have it tomorrow, if you guys can make it, in the Sawgrass area. And that's going to be from 10 to 12. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. Boom. All right. Okay. So what is the international class? The name of it is MLS Unlocking Global, Nationwide, and Statewide Real Estate Tools Available. Now, the one tomorrow that is going to be in Spanish. Do want to make sure I mention that. But what can you learn in this class? You have the ability to jump directly into the MLS and find areas where we have out of country buyers where they're purchasing, and as well as out of state buyers. We always want to make sure that we keep tab on our local market when it comes to international buyers. We always want to know if there's new international buyers purchasing here in South Florida. And we also highlight how to input an international listing in another country. Of course, make sure that you have the legal requisites to list specifically in international areas before you put into the MLS. And we also show you going into the MLS how you can find the top areas where we have these out of state and out of country buyers and where they're purchasing. We also cover additional product and services when it comes to international real estate. There is a service that we launched last year called MLS Match. What I would want you guys to do is on a daily basis, make sure that you come into the MLS Match system. You're going to be able to find agents that may need your help. For example, you may have an agent out of California that may have a buyer that wants to purchase here. That agent can take advantage of MLS Match, set up a referral so that you can potentially represent them. So again, make sure you come into MLS Match. As soon as you click on the button in your dashboard, that's going to take you directly into the referral marketplace where you can find all of the different referrals that you are eligible for. Always make sure, though, before you start accepting terms, visit the top right corner where you see your name and set up your profile. That way you can include any languages that you speak and, of course, anything that you specialize in. Why do I say that? If an agent decides maybe not to set up a referral, they may go directly into the professional directory. And if you included your languages that you speak, you're going to show up within search results. We also discuss another platform included called the International MLS. If you ever have a customer that's maybe selling a property, you can go ahead and take advantage of the International MLS system so that you have more exposure. Your listings will show up there within the IMLS platform, and your listing can be available in 100 plus languages. Also, take advantage on the main website of miamirealtors.com. We have a great section for global and fresh off the presses as of February 2025, we have our brand new 2024 profile of international home buyers. This is where, again, we want to keep tabs on our top customers that are purchasing outside of the United States. And the data is from August 2023 through our current period, July 2024. And this is great information, again, when we're working directly with an international buyer or seller, so we can show them how important South Florida is to that international market. All right, again, we have this class available in English and also in Spanish. The name is MLS Unlocking Global, Nationwide, and Statewide Real Estate Tools. Look forward to seeing you guys there. All right, that is it. And I think we have Connie going over tools next.
Thank you, Tyson. How to do business now. New MLS rules practice changes that took effect August 17th. Some of you may have questions, and we have a page dedicated to this. Let me go ahead and copy and paste it into the chat if you're interested. This that you're seeing here is a page on legals, which is regarding facts. You have video here on the top 20 settlement questions. How to do business now, a roadmap to prepare. How to do business now, a toolkit to navigate. Roadmap to the new Florida forms, right? Exclusive Miami Realtors broker licensed courses, antitrust resource page, and of course, legal updates. I'm going to come back here to the top to let you know that there is an entire toolkit. And some of you have been asking for English and Spanish. So I want to click into here, right? And let you know that we have a whole page dedicated to toolkits, announcements of changes, toolkits and forms, checklist, etc. A slide deck on how to do business now and legal action plan, including negotiations and information in a slide deck in Spanish, compensation disclosure form, compensation models, seller concession options, best practices, Florida authorized broker relationships, best practices, a toolkit roadmap for new forms, toolkit must know answers to your top questions, toolkit to writers, and more. Secure the bag, information on navigating rules, toolkit seller guides, toolkit buyer guides, and more. And I will share this with you as well. Okay. Not only do we have these available to you here, you have facts.realtor NAR tools, written buyer agreements, financing FAQs, etc. And if we come up here, one of the things that I wanted you to see, right, is that they tell you here like a roadmap to the new rules, to the new forms. You click through and this will give you an explanation, which to me, I find incredible. So what it's called, what it's meant for, right, and information and details on it, and when it was updated, working with buyers and open houses. So you have these wonderful and great tools and resources available to you here. So this is one of those pages where I would probably come up and bookmark it and keep posted. They are always updating and giving more information regarding these and just, something vital to how to do business now. So now that I'm done with that, Christy's going to take it away with something that's fantabulous. It's all yours, Christy.
Thank you, Connie. Our condo market has changed and Miami is providing resources for you. So on miamirealtor.com, we do have a new page if you haven't clicked on it yet. It's called Condos. You can go ahead and click on Condos to access our condo resource page. And they have linked here some great insight for us that we can share with our offices and with our staff. So we have milestone inspection, the MI. It'll give you the definition of what it is, what the phases are, what's phase one, what's phase two, and what the inspection is in more detail. As I roll through here, we also have information on Miami-Dade as well as Broward County. You are able to search and review these condos and access their recertification information. Here's Broward. Moving on down, we also have the SIRS. This is our Structural Integrity Reserve Study. What is it? What is it for? When did they implement it? The information is listed. And then we also have the links directly with the DBPR. So you have a list of condos that are still requiring the SIRS, meaning those condominiums have not completed that process. And you also have the list of condos that have already completed the SIRS. Now, the benefit is that it automatically links to the DBPR. This is a great step in our business where we can verify this information for our buyers. If I were to click, let's take a look at some of the condos that are still requiring it. This is going to take me into the DBPR. I'm going to follow the link. And it's going to bring me into a list. Now I can search by project name, by type, by name of the building, by address, building city. One of my favorites is probably zip code. You can click on the looking glass and I can key in, let's see, 33133. This is going to show me all of the buildings in 33133 who have not completed the SIRS. So it's not there's not all these whistles and it's not a fancy list, but it's very easy to use and it's a great resource from the DBPR. Again, how did I get there? This is on miamirealtor.com under condos. And on the left-hand side, underneath the explanation of the SIRS, are our two lists, DBPR. Who's done it is the second list. Who hasn't completed it is that first list. Moving on down, we have condo financing. So for more insight on calculating budget reserves, they have a tutorial for you. So typically our lender is going to take care of this, but if you want more insight, this tutorial is do it at your own pace. It's also going to highlight, because we're going to learn how to read these budgets, any red flags. So that can assist you with assisting your customer. If I click on this tutorial, it's immediately available. I'm going to follow the Freddie Mac link and it'll take me right into that study. Resume, of course, I've already started, but it's available here. Okay, the next section, you have all of the information on our condos, information and resources directly from the DBPR. I've gone through it, they've simplified it. So I do recommend we move through. On this section, we also have the Fannie Mae condo questionnaire. I like it. Why? You have it in two languages. You have it available for our English speakers. You have an idea of what that questionnaire looks like. And then you also have it in Spanish. Moving on down, you have downloads. These are condo market graphics that are available for us to post on our social media, repurpose them. They have been created for you. And then moving over into the right-hand side of this page, there was an amazing summit that happened. Condo Summit presentation slides, pictures, and videos were taken. I'm going to show you, I'm going to click on here, one of my favorite bits. Under presentation slides, this is one of my favorites. This is the Condo Doc Quick Reference Guide. This is a great addition to any office and a great resource for agents. Okay, so as I move through here, we have a key guide. So sellers must provide. It'll be available in white. So it'll tell you who's going to provide what doc to who. So which ones are your sellers going to be able to provide for you, and which ones are available on a password protected websites. Anything that is shaded in green are documents that sellers are required to provide. Also, they're documents that are required to determine financing information for your buyer. As I move through here, it's going to give you the name of the official record, the description of what it is, and how you can get it. There's so many documents, especially for a new agent. Well, I would say all of us. There's so much here.
Christy, do you love this?
I do love it. It's one of my favorites.
It,
And at the bottom, look, Connie, if the association's giving you a hard time about giving you this information, you have the penalty for denying access. So if you need to use some verbiage, this is great verbiage, and this gives the power to the agent to be able to assist their customer, right? Because it talks about that penalty. So here it says if a condo association does not provide documents within 10 days, the owner may be entitled to recover $50 per day in damages, up to 500 total after the 10th day has passed, plus prevailing party attorney fees. So that's available for you. It gives you tips when you're working with your buyers. And this was a great one. This was one of my favorites. I'm
Christy,
going to share
did you know that this is exclusive?
it. It's up
Exclusive for who, Christy? You let them know.
for our Miami members. This is exclusive for you guys. Condo Docs.
And
I'm
this
going to
was created by the legal team. She's copying and pasting. I see her. She's doing her magic. But we want you also to know that this form has been shared to Form Simplicity, Loop, and Transaction Desk in case you want to incorporate it into your files. And it's just a Miami win, and our legal team working hard to make sure that you have everything along with residential, the residential team to make sure that you have everything you need for this condos.
I love that talking point. It's available on Form Simplicity. Which are the other ones, Connie?
Form Simplicity, Loop, and Transaction Desk.
Thank you. I'm going to click on condos one more time. I'm going to show you another option. I think we all should be sharing this information. This is the special assessment assistance, and we may not know someone right now, but for them to be able to stumble onto our social media or our newsletter and that we're sharing this information, I think is a really good option. So it says Miami-Dade Condominium Special Assessment Program. This is designed to provide funding and assistance to help owners of condos pay for those special assessments. So I'm going to click on here. What I like about this is it gives us a human, it gives us a person. So it tells us our person that we need to contact, how we can contact them, and right on the same page, it talks to you about how to apply. And then it also talks about how you can verify if the person is eligible, or they can do it themselves. But for me, I think this is a great share. So I'm going to share it with you. And of course, I invite you to come and visit miamirealtors.com under condo. There's so much that we have available for you. And with that, I think we're going to kick off a really great talking point about fair housing in Section 8. So take it away, Connie.
Miami Realtors has a page dedicated to fair housing. I'm going to go ahead and share it here via the chat. Where you can get information and insights, but you all know that now NAR has made it since January 1st a requirement for in the next cycle, you have to complete some training. And we want to let you know that on here you have information from Fairhaven, how to download a fair housing poster, newsletter information, right? All kinds of details and articles coming up. And you have classes coming up with fair housing here available. But this isn't the only way you can complete your requirement. You could also come in, and if you haven't taken Fair Housing 2.0, you can sign up and take Fair Housing 2.0. I'll share this as well. And here you have training available. You can experience it, walk through, and I like this because it's a simulation, right? It's been updated and improved from the original version that was put out. and you can go ahead and get this as part of your training. Another possibility for you is to take the At Home with Diversity. We have offered this designation at the association, but if you're interested, you can come and look here. And if you didn't know, you can always visit Miami Realtors. Click on the top on Education, and there is a designation and certification class list. And you have the ABR classes that are coming up. And not an At Home with Diversity just yet, but I know that we're thinking of having one, or we just had one. The CIPS courses, ePro, and more available to you here. Renee. So what are these classes? Well, I can't stop and not show that we will be having PSA. And we have 2 Spanish ones coming up because they just did the English one. So if you're interested, I'm going to go ahead and share these as well. So what we're trying to show you here is that there's always an opportunity to learn, always an opportunity to learn. It's just a matter of if you're willing, if you have a question to ask, and of course, to visit yourmiamirealtors.com page and click through. The new Fairhaven will help you complete your requirement, and that's why we're showing it here. And you could do the At Home with Diversity. And then, of course, remember what I told you, not only do you have these designations and certification classes, but Miami is also providing classes and information. And there you go. Christy was fantastic and sent you guys info on registration. Now, we can't talk about fair housing without the next topic, which is Section 8. And this Tyson is going to take away and show you some info on it.
All right. Okay. So we're going to jump into Section 8. But before we jump directly there, I first want to make sure you know how to get to that section. Okay. So went to the main website, miamirealtors.com. We're going to go directly into the section Advocacy, where you can find the resources for Section 8. But there's a lot of other great things located here, including to go back to the legal updates and resources page. And you have great information when it comes to our political action committee, the Miami PAC. Whenever you do pay your dues, if you do make that contribution towards the Miami PAC, remember that money is going towards legislation that is going to be used locally so that we can benefit and be seen, for example, as an essential business. For example, back during the pandemic. Over here on the left, we also have great information for the government affairs, more information for housing resources, and one of my favorite things to go over is the sign ordinances, especially if you're a brand new agent, you get that exclusive right to sell agreement for your seller. We want to know what can be placed on a sign when it comes to signage located right here. Each city municipality has specific signage requirements, including the size of the sign, what could be placed there. We have that here. More information on the condo FHA registrations. Also, the more information for the RPAC victories. But if you keep going down, you're going to see the government affairs and housing resources. And in order to find resources when it comes to Section 8, you're going to keep going down. You're going to see a section right here that says government affairs and housing links. And then you're going to see a beautiful little button that says Section 8 housing choice vouchers. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat so everyone has access to this. And whenever you're working directly with a customer that has been approved for Section 8, we always want to make sure that we best represent them and assist them finding Section 8 approved properties. So everything and anything regarding Section 8 can be located here, including the HUD fact sheet. If you ever have, for example, a property owner that wants to make their property available for Section 8, we have the HUD's inspection checklist, meaning what is going to be reviewed directly by the government in order for that property to be approved for Section 8. And if we're working directly with a tenant, it's always good to know how each individual zip code, how the fair market rents happens. So we're going to go right here where you see fair market rents. What that's going to do is it's going to show me how much a potential voucher can cover. Before you jump into the fair market rents, also, there is a fantastic 3.5 hour video put together by Jeff Corlian as well as Danielle Blake called the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program virtual class. This is absolutely for free. So all of the information when it comes to Section 8 can be located here, including resources. And we're going to go directly into the fair market rents. want to make sure you have the ability to find, based on each county, all the way down to each individual zip code, how much a voucher can potentially cover. Once you click onto that link, you're going to see a section right here that says FY 2025 fair market rents. You're going to click this little button right here, and you can look up any state within the United States, including Florida. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Just want to make sure you guys know how to look this up. And we can look that up by county, as you can see. So for this sample, I'm going to go ahead and click on Broward County. I'm going to click on next screen. And as I promised, it breaks it down by zip code, including, again, one more time, how much a potential voucher can cover up to. So for example, zip code of 33004, efficiency would be roughly around 1590, one bedroom 1740, two bedroom 2150, three bedroom 2970, and then a four bedroom 3610. Again, always make sure that you take advantage of all of the classes that we have, specifically when it comes to Section 8. And we also have the housing assistance payment contract located in this page. Again, how did I get there? You go directly into the advocacy section. All right. And then you go all the way down here where you see government affairs and housing links. And then click right there where you see Section 8 housing choice vouchers. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and turn this over to Connie.
So let's talk a little bit about new member orientation and changes. Some of you may be new members or may meet new members. And now what we're doing in our new member orientation is those that come get 3-in-1. They get their orientation for being a Miami member with products and services. They, of course, obtain their code of ethics, things that we've always done, but they also get their credit for fair housing. So you get all 3-in-1 day. It's like 3 classes. You have to clock in, clock out in the morning and whatever time. And if you do take it via Zoom, must always be present on camera. What we tried to do here is make it easy for our new members to be in compliance with the new rules set out by NAR. So you get new member orientation local, code of ethics, and fair housing all in one. Here, I also want to share with you that though this is a new member checklist, and here we have our new member classes, if any case of any of you are, we also have here direct links to do's and don'ts, important contact info, trainer resources, the presentation material, right? And so much information here. So logging in for the first time, access to the help center, MLS help desk. So many things that we've shared with you here are all available on the orientation page. So just to let you know, because this is for admins and brokers, is if you have new members joining in, when they take their new member orientation with Miami, they're completing those 3 steps all in one day. And I'll go ahead and share this right via the chat. All right, and next up, who's up next? I don't remember.
That's going to be me. I'm going to go over the assistant application.
Thank you, Tyson.
You got it. All right. Now, if you are an assistant, I want to make sure that you do know all of the different access levels and the different things that you can do in the MLS when you're working directly with an agent, just in case maybe you want to upgrade to a higher level. Maybe your broker wants you to have a different access level. And maybe you don't have access yet and you want to have access to the MLS as an assistant. We're going to cover both of those now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share. And where can you find the assistant application in order to have access to the MLS? You're going to first go to the main website, miamirealtors.com, and then you would go right here where you see member services. Perfect, perfect. And then under the membership links, keep going down. You're going to see a section here that says membership applications, and then you're going to find the ID request for unlicensed assistant. Okay, so we're going to go over this page. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat so everyone has access to it because there's 4 different membership levels when it comes to an assistant. Okay, first one's going to be the broker assistant, right here where we see BR. Cost for this one's going to be annually roughly around $336. What does that include? That's going to give one assistant access to all of the listings within a company. What does that mean? You're going to be able to approve listings with that access, edit listings, and of course, make modifications to showing requests using the broker assistant level. So again, one more time, BR means that the assistant's going to have access to all of the listings in that brokerage. If the assistant only needs to have access to the agent that they're attached to, we have broker assistant LM. So that's going to be for, one more time, an assistant that needs to only have access to one agent's listing in order to maybe update them, put them off of the market, put them under contract, and then simply edit those listings. So a quick little abbreviation for LM, that's going to mean listing maintenance. So again, assistant that needs to have the ability to edit listings, that's going to be listing maintenance, also known as LM. And then that one's going to be roughly around $136 yearly. All right, we also have another assistant level called SO. Quick way to remember that one is search only. If you're supposed to have only the ability to search on the behalf of the agent you're attached to, we have that agent assistant SO, and that's going to be 136. That means that you're going to be able to go into the MLS, perform searches for the agent, and you're going to be able to submit those searches directly to the potential customer. And we also have one for appraiser assistants at $336, meaning they're only going to be able to search within the MLS and, of course, go back into the historical data as an appraiser assistant to find properties as they have been listed before in the MLS. One thing I want to make sure I mention is if you have a active license, it does need to become inactive in order to become an assistant in the MLS. There's also permissible activities of an assistant that you want to familiarize yourself with, which is the other reason why we're going over this landing page. So if you are an assistant, come to the second page. This is going to include all of the permissible activities that an assistant can do, such as answering the phone, forwarding calls, fill out and submit listings and changes to the MLS, follow up on loan commitments after a contract has been negotiated, assemble documents for closing, secure documents as well, having the keys ready for company listings, order surveys, termite inspections, and much, much more. All right, that is a quick rundown of the assistant application and, of course, going over the permissible activities of an assistant. All right, I think we have Christy next with the buyer form.
All right, so the buyer form is new. It's going to be available once your agent closes out a transaction. Where can you find information? I'm sorry, where can you find information on the buyer form? miamirealtor.com, click on MLS. And on the left-hand side, column 1, we have a buyer data form page for you that you can share. As I move through here, why have they created a new buyer data form? Well, this is going to be used to offer better services to you as Miami members. It's also going to give us access to better market insights. The idea is we want to be able to identify opportunities for our members. We want to also be able to develop strategies to create better services for you so that we can strengthen the local real estate market. When do you get access to these? Well, these are going to be available once you've marked a listing as closed. The agent wants to be able to check their email, and within their inbox, they're going to get a buyer data form. Now, once they fill it out, what they want to do is they want to make sure that all of the information and the answers are correct. And then if they click on save on the form, the moment that they click on save, you are confirming the submission. But if they need to make any changes, they can click on the back button within the form, and that will allow them to make their changes and then re-save it. We're going to offer a peek into the buyer data form if you haven't seen it yet. But if you have any further questions or you need further assistance, you can always contact MLS at miamire.com for support on that form. Now, what does the buyer form look like? once your agent has that closing, within their email, they're going to get something that looks like this. It'll give them insight into why we are asking additional information regarding our buyers, and then they can fill in the information. Towards the bottom, they can continue and then save when they're done. And that is the buyer form. I'm going to go ahead and share that link with you. Have you guys seen the buyer form yet? If you've seen it already, say yes in the chat. If you have not, say no in the chat. I have a few that Connie goes, I just saw it. She cracks me up. All right, so we see that a lot of you have not seen it. You may want to jump into those emails and see if you have one so that you can check in on that. But yes, it's going to be a great option for us. This is how we create these amazing statistics for you. For example, Tyson had highlighted that global presentation 2024 international home buyer transactions of Miami Association of Realtor members. So this is going to give us the insight that we need to provide better services for you. And with that, let's go ahead and move into some new updates that have become available inside of RPR. Moving from miamirealtor.com, I'm going to scroll down to the middle of the page, clicking on the Miami Gateway. This will give me access to those resource panels, as well as access to RPR. So as I move through here to look for my RPR icon, I'm going to click on that. Within RPR, we've got a lot of updates to share with you. I'm going to go ahead and share with you the beta reports, but we also have some insight on commercial as well as a little artificial intelligence that Tyson and Connie are going to share. So where are these new beta reports? These new beta reports are underneath your report tab. If you click on here, you have your beta reports with specific beta report templates. Now, the idea is you can now further customize these reports, and you can also create your own beta reports. So I'm going to click on beta report templates so that you know where they are. And as I move through here, some of the options that we have is a seller report, again, fully editable. Now, some of our agents have said that the reports on RPR can be lengthy. They have listened to our feedback and they've made them fully editable. You have one for sellers, you have it for schools. You can fully edit the neighborhood report, the market activity report, your flyer, as well as a buyer report. Now, towards the next tab, you'll have my templates. These are going to be any of the templates that you've custom designed for yourself that you can access at any time. Now, the legacy reports still exist. You have access to your legacy reports. They are still there whenever you pull a property. And then if you have any feedback for beta, they are looking for feedback. You are the users of RPR. You're on the field with the program and the reports. So we do recommend that you share all of your feedback with RPR. They are listening. Legacy reports, you can go ahead and click on legacy reports, and these still exist as well. So take an RPR class. We have a whole bunch of updates to the program that we'd love to share with you. Now with that, I'm going to give it off to Tyson so he can talk to us a little bit about commercial.
All right, everyone, we're going to keep going. The next thing that we're going to cover is commercial RPR. Now, I did select commercial RPR specifically because it has so many amazing products that you guys get for free included within your membership. And if you're ever going into, for example, Matrix, right? Looking for maybe a warehouse with a 30-foot high ceiling. All right, let me go ahead and make sure I'm sharing my screen. Should be sharing my screen. All right, yeah, okay. So I'm going to keep going. Okay, so the reason why we're highlighting RPR when it comes to commercial is when it comes to listings, there is tons of different platforms that provide commercial listings that you might not find in Matrix that are available directly into the RPR system. RPR can be located in your dashboard within the suite of all of the product and services that we offer. And don't get lost in this dashboard. If you ever want to jump directly into a product that we offer, take advantage of this brand new search option over here in the top left. All you have to do is put in the name of the service that you want to jump into. So, for example, I'm going to put in RPR. I'm going to click on apply. And when I do that, it's just going to show me the RPR platform. Just wanted to go over that quick little tip there in the dashboard. Now, I'm going to circle back to this landing page because it's going to tell you everything when it comes to RPR commercial, including all of the different products that are available, and not to mention all of the different syndication platforms that send listings into the RPR system. So, for example, you have listings in RPR directly from Land Broker Co-op. We also have access to resources from ICE, demographical reports directly from Esri. We get listings directly from Brevitas, and we have a beautiful site selection tool, which I'm going to cover real quick, where we're working directly with maybe an investor, right? Maybe a buyer. They want to open up a very specific style of business. We can use Moody's and analytics in order to find spending habits of consumers using RPR. We also get listings directly from Crexi. We can also perform a flip analysis or a long-term hold report for an investor using Valuate. We also get listings directly from officespace.com, totalcommercialsearch.com, access to by proxy, and we also get tools directly from CompStack as well. Perfect. So where can you find all of these different commercial products inside of RPR? So I did mention the very first one, which is the Moody's Analytics platform. That's going to be the system where we can find spending habits of consumers. First, make sure that you're in the commercial side of RPR. In order to find spending habits of consumers when you're working directly with a customer, you can go right here where you see research, and then you're going to be able to access for free. It's included within your membership, the commercial site selection tool. Just as a quick little example, what we're going to go ahead and do is find the top area in, let's say, Fort Lauderdale that spends the most eating out. So I'm going to go right here where you see select an attribute. We're going to move down to what they buy. I'm going to go ahead and select in particular, and within this middle section, we're going to go into the dining out option. And then we're going to hyper focus on all dining out just for this quick little demo. But you can add more criteria, including disposable income. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on Run Analysis. We're going to find the top areas in Fort Lauderdale where they spend the most at restaurants. Okay, so this data is split up in different areas, specifically here under geography. You have the ability to just hyper focus on maybe the areas in opportunity zones. You can hyper focus on the areas that spend the most within zip codes, intermediate neighborhoods, minor neighborhoods, all the way down to how the government collects our information, aka the census block groups. For this quick little demo, we're going to go ahead and click on minor neighborhoods. Actually, the better one for this one's likely going to be intermediate neighborhoods. Let's go ahead and click on that one, update. Perfect. And the darker purple areas are going to be the areas that have the highest amount spending specifically at restaurants. So if I scroll down, I can click on this little button here that says all dining out. That's automatically going to show me the top areas that spend the most. So if I'm working directly with a customer that wants to maybe open up a restaurant, looks like the top area annually that spends the most is 7 Isles in Fort Lauderdale. They spend roughly around 9,511. We have the next top area, which is Edelwild in Fort Lauderdale. They spend annually 8,292. And if I want to see these areas on the map, maybe I'm not familiar with these areas, I can select one or two or several, and it's going to pinpoint and show me exactly where they are on the map. And from there, I can jump into RPR, search for listings that are available, as well as maybe business opportunities where they're selling the name of maybe the restaurant. All right, so that is one amazing tool that we have access to. There is another one whenever you're working directly with a customer. Maybe they want to perform a long-term hold analysis on maybe multifamily units. what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you exactly where you can find the Valuate tool. Okay, so whenever you pull up any property using the RPR system, just making sure we have active status selected real quick. All right, update. The Valuate system, as I mentioned, does a couple of things. We can run a flip analysis on a property, or we can provide that customer if they purchase, for example, multifamily units, how much they're going to get during the long-term hold, both if they purchase in cash and also if they do decide to purchase using a loan. You can find the Valuate button, not just for commercial properties, but also for residential. You would just go here where you see additional resources, click on Valuate, and we have 4 different calculation analysis available, including that long-term hold analysis, multifamily unit mix, that residential flip, and of course, land development as well. Again, for free, included within your member benefits. You would just jump into the platform and then run that analysis from there. All right, perfect. That is a quick little rundown, guys, of the commercial RPR platform. It has the most listings compared to the other products that we offer, and there's additional commercial tools included within your member benefit. All right. Okay. I think we have someone next for the AI updates.
While we wait, how many of you love this format and having access to all three of us? Let's see that chat light up. Now, I know Christy has some great stuff to share with you, right, on AI. And if not, a sidekick and more. So we'll wait for them to get in tune. And there she is.
All right, I wanted you to share a little bit of AI with them, Connie, on RPR. But let's go ahead and jump into the next section, which is our AI products. Now, we do have an AI class, and we'll be talking about not only this product that's available inside of RPR, but some additional ones as well. We have Sidekick, we have Infinity. These are brand new products that have hit your resource panel. If you haven't seen them yet within our resource panel, they are towards the bottom. So we have a section that says Hi, Sidekick, we have a section that says Infinity, and we have a product page that I want to share with you. It's on miamirealtor.com. Scrolling up to the top, within the search, you can find products and services that you're interested in. So I'm going to type in AI because we're interested in artificial intelligence. And we have access to the Artificial Intelligence AI for Real Estate Resource Hub that you all have access to. So I'm going to click on there and I'm going to share it with you. Now, the benefits of these hubs is that it's taken everything and it has organized it onto one page. So we have RPR, we have Agent 3000 on here, we have Chocolate Chip, we have Nila June, and we have upcoming classes that are going to be available when it comes to AI. So I'm going to move back into our resource panels and I want to show you Sidekick. When you click on Sidekick, the idea is it is an AI MLS assistant for you. And when you open it up, you would simply have to select the icon. Now, as I move through here, what does it do? So you can chat with it. It is a chat box. Top left-hand corner, you can begin a new chat. It also will house your chats within the last 7 days. And then you also have the opportunity to upload documents into Sidekick, so it can give you a more specific output with your chats. Now you do have a learning center. So if you haven't dipped a toe into AI as of yet, Sidekick does provide that for you to hold your hand through the process. And some of these are very easy to click and go. So you have the option to make a CMA presentation. If you'd like to pull up details about a listing, so that means you can put in an MLS number or you can put in a specific address and the system will pull that information for you. You can also find client opportunities with Sidekick. And then anything that's going on in your calendar, you're able to view what you have available to do that day. As I move through, you also have the option to help me make a spreadsheet. So if you need assistance with that, it's here. And then it can also write listing descriptions just based on the photos that are available on a listing. So it does assist you. The idea is agents using AI may be able to outperform us because AI is an assistant. It is going to make you faster. I'm going to click on miamirealtor.com and I'm going to look up the product page. And it'll give you access to what's in it for me, how you can access to it. Register here first. You have a registration icon. We can click on this link. It'll take you right into the Sidekick app where you can begin your registration process. You also have that big button, register here first. And then you do have the special pricing for Miami members. So 30 days free trial. Special offer. You do have a monthly subscription if you're interested in the program. You get 15% off. So instead of 25 a month, it would be 21.25. That's available. We have some testimonials of other members that are using the program. And then, of course, you can follow them on social media. And that's a little insight into Sidekick, passing it down to Tyson for infinity.
Okay, perfect. Now we're going to go into another AI platform that is great for a listing agent as well as a buyer's agent. Okay, what is Infinity? Infinity is a portal where you can share a listing directly with your customer, where they can get more information on that property. So it is connected through API. What that means is all of the information you as a listing agent that you put directly into that listing, that's going to allow that potential consumer to ask questions. What is the granite? What is the type of countertops that they have, I should say? What is the kitchen dimensions, if that's available? They can look that up. They can also, maybe they're an out-of-state buyer or out-of-country buyer. Maybe they're not familiar with the area, right? The AI system, once the consumer asks questions, they're going to get more information, not just on the property, but of course, the amenities, the financial institutions, for example, in that area. Also, if you're a listing agent, make sure that you come into the platform. You're going to be able to claim your listing so that you can, and I asked Infinity this, you're going to be able to create a beautiful virtual open house of your property, and you can put that into the MLS. So it is going to be unbranded, meaning your information's not going to show up so that we can put that directly into the MLS. On the other side, if you're working directly with a buyer, if they're not familiar with maybe South Florida, maybe they're out of state, maybe they're from a different country, right? We can go directly into the Infinity platform. And then, for example, maybe we searched in the MLS, we found a couple of properties that they were interested in. We can take those properties, jump directly into Infinity, and then share a portal directly with that customer so they can ask that next question about that property or about that surrounding area. So what we're going to highlight real quick is the buyer's agent option that's included. I'm going to say that I'm working directly with Mr. and Mrs., let's say Smith. I'm going to click on create, and you can start searching just like the MLS. I can enter an address, city, or zip code. I'm going to say I have a couple of buyers in the Doral area. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. That's going to show me all of the active and available listings there. And if I want to share maybe multiple properties directly with them so that they can ask that next question about the area, I have over here on the right the ability to search by price range, bedrooms and bathrooms. And then from there, I can also use the map if I want, select the individual units, just like so. And if you want to share maybe three properties directly with that consumer, you could go right here in the top left corner where you see done. That's going to load, as I mentioned, a public portal where that consumer can ask that very next question about the surrounding area. They're going to need to select the property of their choosing. And if you want to share it, you have a couple of different options in the top right corner. You have the ability to see how the portal is performing. For example, if you shared it with your customer, you want to make sure that they accessed it. You have activity. If you want to preview what it looks like before sending it, you have your little preview button here. And once you want to send it directly to your buyer, we have a share option here in the top right. But this is the cool part. There's a couple of different ways to share the portal directly with your buyer. You have the option to submit it via Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and also Blue Sky as well. Or maybe you just want a text access where they can ask questions about the property. You can copy the link and then submit that via text message, email, everywhere a link can go, including WhatsApp as well. You're going to notice there's a little button here that says embedded. That is going to give you raw HTML code that you could put on your website. Or also, maybe your buyer said, hey, I found this other property on Zillow. You can click on add, and if it was listed in the MLS, you can add that directly to your tour. But how does this AI system work? Okay, so let's go back real quick. Load up the portal. And this is interactive for that consumer, that potential buyer. They get default questions that are provided from the system. For example, touring the building's amenities. They can click on that. That's going to give them information based on the amenities there within that association. Or if they want to ask maybe their own question, they have the ability to come here and say, what are the banks in the area? They can engage directly with that AI system, and then the AI system will look up the information. And then this is the beautiful part. It will show them nearby amenities based on what they look up here on the left. Also, there is a configuration button where you can enter advanced instructions for the AI system. So if you want to maybe have it hyper focus on maybe the pool area on the back, maybe the size of the pool area, you can go under advanced AI and then plug in information that you want the AI system to automatically input. You can also see the contact information of your customer, and you could also tweak the introductory message that shows up, a secondary message, and then the automatic prompts that it creates located right here. Again, this is included as a member benefit. For more information when it comes to Infinity, you're going to find that via the landing page. I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat right here, guys. Also, one more time, want to make sure I mention, if you have a listing in the MLS, this can work also as a virtual tour. Make sure that you come into the platform and claim your listings. That way you can generate the link and then put that into the MLS. All right, that is it for Infinity. I think we're all going to go ahead and now cover the Copilot system.
Copilot is one of the systems that we do use that's available inside of Microsoft. It is user friendly. So if you are a Microsoft user, then it is available. And I think we have it up. Thank you, Connie.
So one of the things you could do here is decide to talk to it about marketing. So here it'll tell you here personal branding, online presence, local engagement, etc. And we're going to incorporate this into our classes for AI. And also the association is this is something that we're using internally. So I just wanted you to see how easy it is to come in and use this. So you come type in, maybe you want to write an offer letter for a home purchase. Right? And let's see what it comes up with. And then what I really like is you can come in and tell it, and let me see if it'll do it. Here it is. So what I wanted to show you is sometimes we're talking to someone and they may speak another language, but we want to incorporate it. So we want to give them information, this is what we're going to be doing. And then you can just ask it to translate. How many of you would like this? So this is something that easy to use, easy access, and just some ideas on how you can incorporate AI into your routine. How many of you are already using AI? Thank you, Christy. So AI is part, if you have a cell phone, guess what? You're already using AI. Chat GPT, even for text. Yeah, sometimes I always like to tease that between 5:30 and 7 o'clock in the morning, I have great ideas that then at noontime I'll go, who wrote that or who said that? So sometimes we're very good at writing, and then sometimes it's like, I have no idea what to say. It happens to me often. So you can use something like this to give you an idea. And I like it because look here, you would have a letter, and if you wanted to translate it, right, to provide it to that person in their language, this can help you do so. Remember, language is about communicating, so this offers you this advantage. You can also come in and tell it easily something like, and this is one of the things that I always find that amazes me is sometimes we need to provide this, like this first initial step. This first initial step is something people sometimes are unaware of. They don't know what's available. And then getting pre-approved, right? Purchasing, working with a real estate agent, etc. So you could actually put this on a social media post or explain to them, listen, the process is ABC, 1, 2, 3. Here are the 7 steps to being to purchasing a home. And then you can even ask it something, what are the steps to investing in a property? And something like that. And then listen, you could use it for whatever it is that you need. So to me, it's just one more way to get you access information and help you along with the day to day and make it just a little easier. So with that, um, I want to go ahead and make a couple of announcements. First, I want, did you talk about AI for commercial, Tyson? Because I know you talked about Infinity. Here we're talking about Copilot. We have AI classes for residential and AI classes for commercial, reviewing all of these wonderful products and services available to you. Of course, they will now be enhanced because we've now added a couple more items in, just like Christy demonstrated, right? And Tyson showed you that you can't do anything without RPR in commercial. So I know that that's a vital part. But I also want to give you a firm reminder. Today, we are recording this. And the idea is that our YouTube channel, right, just like we have this Matrix beta recording up here, once we record something and it's new and it's something that we've done together, we always try to highlight it, right? The script writer, the commercial script writer is for free in RPR, and you can use it for residential and commercial. So there's so many things that you can do with AI. So here we have your Miami Trainer page. So what we're thinking of doing is once this recording is done and we give our second class this afternoon, is that we're going to go ahead and edit and post these up here. Now, some of you said that this would be wonderful to be able to share with your agents in class. So I've put it up on myself that I'm going to get the list of those of you that registered, and we'll go ahead and send you an email saying, hey, they're available here, right? So it'll make it even easier for you. Why we ask you to subscribe, you're a huge subscription to the YouTube channel with over 13,500 subscribers has allowed us, and I want a little drum roll here. Anybody else would like to say what it is that we're going to be doing in June and how we're going to be working this summer to do what? I don't want to steal all the thunder myself. Look at that drum roll from Tyson. Thank you, Tyson. Um, Anybody else want to say it? Well, our videos are oh so popular and they get so much engagement is that we will be updating our videos and working in the background to give you new clean recordings. We know that every time our recordings get a year old or 9 months old or 6 months old, people start calling in and saying, oh, but there's not an updated video. Oh, but there's not an updated video. And we're very proud that we have over uh, 1 million views a year. And we have videos that are very highlighted. We, of course, will have other stuff that we will be announcing. And if you're a subscriber, you will be able to see it first. And if you click the little bell for notification, you will know immediately, right? So we will be working this summer. We will be providing you Zoom classes, and from the Zoom classes, editing to make from here to the end of the year that YouTube channel all the more likable, usable, and friendly to everyone. Um, Uh, for those of you that think that we're not working in the background, your Miami trainers are connected. And while we were doing this, we've been sharing information back and forth to make sure we don't forget. Not only will we be posting these videos in in youtube.com/Miami trainers, we never want you to forget about the access that you have for free, not only to your Miami trainers videos, but other education videos that are available to you here. You simply click to log in, and you have access to Miami Realtors Live, which is a gem, and it has information here, those legal videos that we mentioned, Section 8, how to do business now, all of these videos as well. How do I represent anyway? Some videos here. This is brand new that was just uploaded. Of course, the new map search from Matrix, the beta one. Leveraging market stats is always put up here. Information on security deposits. And there is a way to search quickly. So if you're looking for a select subject matter, you can simply come up here, type in your keyword, and click to find. And we always try to provide these to you. Now, before letting you go, I don't know if Christine Tyson wants them to say something else to you. I'm going to prepare something to show you here a second. So give me a second. How many of you use WhatsApp? So Christy Tyson, if you want to chime in while I go ahead and get my little slide.
As Connie gets her slide together, we're so excited to be able to invite you to what Connie's going to present. But we have gone through the chat and we did share so many links with you. So what we've done is we've taken all of the links and we're going to kind of put them all together and send them off to you. So if you want to revisit some talking points, you'll easily have access to all of those links in your email.
So this slide here, if you have not met us, these are your Miami trainers, right? We have over 40 years of experience in the industry. We offer classes in English and Spanish. This QR code will take you to our page. But these two here, these are two channels where we are continuously updating and providing info. So this one here on the right that you see is actually the WhatsApp channel in English. And we have also a Spanish version right here. Please feel free to scan. You must follow or press seguir if you're doing it in Spanish. It appears under the statuses in WhatsApp, under the update area. And just this morning, I went in and I put, that there was Zoom classes. We share articles and information to make it easier for you to have info of Miami in the news. And of course, we share our monthly calendar with a link directly to classes. So if you're interested, we'd love to grow our channel and grow with you. Please go ahead and scan these and go ahead and follow, right? And with that, Tyson, Christy, anything else that you would like to add?
I think we added it all. We did, we added all of our talking points. So we're ready to wrap.
All right, so we kept you for those 2 hours from a presentation from our sponsor to Rental Beast and the wonderful product that they provide, and then a plethora of information from your Miami trainers. I want to sign off and say thank you for being members. And Christy Tyson, go ahead and say your greetings, and we'll see you again. If you're interested in taking it again, we'll be here at 1:30.
All right, again, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thank you for being Miami members. Bye, guys.
See you real soon.